Good evening, everyone. My name is Robtel Pailey, and I am a Liberian PhD student at the University of London studying development. And I have the pleasure of being the last following these amazing pictures. So, the first time I actually stared corruption in the face, I felt like a 50-ton truck of Colombo blocks had knocked me in the face. So intense was the impact. At the time, I was the Interministerial Scholarships Committee chair, working for the government to reform scholarships to ensure that it's merit-based, transparent, and gender equity. We invited about 5 or 6 18-year-old boys into the midst of the Interministerial Scholarships Committee because we discovered that they had forged their WIAC certificates to be eligible for scholarships to Morocco. When we invited the boys in and interrogated them for almost 30 minutes, they denied it, even though we had proof from WIAC that the certificates were indeed forged. I realized then and there that these young boys had been conditioned to believe that the only way you can get ahead in Liberia is by foul means, by cheating, by lying, and certainly by stealing. I then realized that we can't wait until someone is 18 years old, so all of a sudden expect them to have scruples, to all of a sudden expect them to have integrity, to all of a sudden expect them to understand what accountability is. Because the reality is Liberia does not value honesty. The reality is that Liberia does not value accountability. So I realized that we have to start from small. And when I say small, I mean children, between the ages of 8 and 10. And I decided to focus on those particular ages because that is the moment in child psychology when children actually begin to formulate ideas around values, ideas around integrity, ideas around honesty. So what did I do? Instead of moaning and groaning and saying, oh, all is lost, I realized that I needed to put my literary acumen to work and write a children's book. So I did that. Last year I wrote a children's book called Bagba. And Bagba means trickery or corruption, loosely translated in the Bassa language. Bagba follows the life of twins, Sundema and Sundaga, who leave Buchanan to visit their wealthy aunt and uncle in Monrovia. And what they do in the course of 3 days is they encounter a number of characters and experiences that introduces them to corruption, that introduces them to Bagba, right? And there were 3 reasons why I decided to write this book. The book was published by One More Book, which is a niche publisher in New York, which publishes books for culturally relative cultures that are not necessarily represented in the mainstream children's books industry. The company was founded by Wayetu Moore and her siblings, her 4 siblings in New York. They are Liberian, and they have launched 3 series, a Liberia series, a Liberia Signature series, and a Haiti series. And the idea is to honor these cultures because they're not represented in the mainstream children's book industry. And children, by writing this book to them, by giving them a voice, by giving them examples so that they can emulate. And also, because I fundamentally believe that it's the children of Liberia who are going to lead the revolution against corruption. It's the children of Liberia who are going to start our moral revolution so that they embarrass the adults, hopefully, into doing the right thing. Bagba is on the international market. It's available on Amazon.com. It's also available at the One More Book website, www.onemorebooks.com. I hope you will join me in this movement because I believe it's a movement. It's not just about one book. It's about what the book represents, and certainly about transforming Liberia in such a way that honesty is not a curse word. It's something that we embrace, and it's something that we uphold to be what we want to emulate. And certainly, that the next generation of Liberians do things a little differently. So thank you.